Hello and welcome to episode 56 of this Let's Play series. We are playing Thea the Awakening. In the last episode we went to a suspicious house and managed to get a ghost, and now our first expedition has 20 members, which is a pretty respectable size. Certainly more than we've ever had. We've also reunited Alice the Elf with Zada, I believe, her orchestra lover.
The whole land is shaken with tremors.
And the
Groans
land,
and thudding footsteps are heard throughout.
the land
Many
shakes
people
again.
get bruised and thrown about, but the tremors eventually stop.
So we do need to camp and heal up. Let's take a look at the... Let's just camp here and get some fruit. Actually go up one. So we can camp here. Get some fruit and some coal. Don't know we can get to 250 with this crew, and we won't be able to. 225. So not worry about that. Let's just focus on the fruit. So we'll get 30 fruit out of this. Break camp and head across over here to the place of interest.
You travel through the hills in search of resources, and you come across the remains of an old settlement. The houses are small, almost built into the hills themselves, and despite the decay brought by the darkness, many look well preserved.
Let's not do anything
The
rash.
two orcs speak together in a foreign tongue, which sounds a lot like whistling leaves on a windy day. You make out a few words like deal, mistress, and vault, but not much else. The orcs step aside, and an orcish female steps in. She is even taller, muscular.
We've seen this before, so let's go to the choices.
The orc woman frowns, and her men take a few steps forward, but she raises her hand to stop them.
Work together, you say? Why? We have never gotten anything but hatred and disdain from your kin. Why would we trust you?
This may be different. Let's do this. I think this should probably be fine. We do have a lot of we can play two cards. So let's play a small attack up front and a large attack. Okay. So she has 37 hits. That's more than these two can put together. So with this out, we should be able to take care of that. So now it's 30 hit, so I have 7 extras just for fun. Let's put out another 15, and let's do a counter tactic of 8. Let's do a counter tactic 14. Okay, so that's more reasonable. Play 2. One of these. One of these. So that's only 5. We need 19. That's 18. can also do is use this guy to stab it once. So we'll do that. Still counter tactic 6. Oof, that's right on the money. Okay, so we can't stab him anymore, so we need to support ally a little bit. So let's give him another 5. That will be a kill for sure. And then we stabby stab him or her a little bit. Take her out of play. And I think these should be able to take care of the rest of the cards. There we go.
The conversation goes well, and so you end on a high note. So you see, we both have an image of our people in our heads. We think orcs are brutes who will eat our children, and from the sounds of it, you think the very same of us. If we give you our tools, you may not find anything of use in the vault anyway. But if we work together, you keep your stuff and get half of what's in the vault. And we both learn that trust can be found in the strangest of places. The orc woman nods and smiles.
Oh, fine. You have a silver tongue, human, but I like it. Let's get the vault open, and then perhaps we can even drink together.
So this is different than the previous encounters, even though the initial ones are the same. So I'm guessing we have added some people with different skill to allow us to do different choices. Let's open the vault.
Inside the vault you find a supply of various wooden logs, some minerals, and a huge supply of dried, cured foodstuffs. You also find a small armory, but it is clear that whoever lived here treasured the food and resources more than anything else.
Let's just share.
You share the spoils and sit by the fire with the orcs. There is an awkward distance between the groups, but it is certainly progress. The orcs get up to leave, but their leader turns to you once more.
This was a trip to remember, and I would not like it to go to waste on account of our mutual hatred. I give you one of my men. Not a good one, mind you, he's a measly thing, but perhaps he can prove his worth amongst your people. But in return, one of yours will come to live with us. Perhaps this way we will learn about each other and rebuild our land differently from before.
She looks away, her face frozen in thought.
I would rather not lose one of ours to theirs, because I don't know if this is a choice we have, and this is a blue choice anyway, so let's just do this.
Fine. In that case, I shall give you one of my workers instead. He's truly a pain in my existence. If you don't take him, he shall be left here anyway. This way, we still keep a connection, and you unburden me from an annoyance.
I'll take him.
One of the orcs you have not noticed earlier steps up and stands by you. His head is hanging low, he's much smaller than his warrior friends, and yet he still seems like a sturdy enough fella. The other orcs grunt something to him, and he nods to them. Then they all leave. The orc speaks in your tongue, but it's an effort for him.
Me happy to living in human house. Me thanking you. Me be Otrak.
He bows and starts working on loading your loot without any delays.
Well, so we get Otrak, the orc. Let's take a look and see what he's capable of. We could also just drop him at the camp here as well. He's not bad, he can carry a whole lot. Let's give him a big armor. Give some gathering and some crafting. Make him a little attractive. perception. We run out of bows, so we need to go get some more bows at some point. This is a better one? No, that's pretty good. Thing. He is an orc. So can he wield a two-handed hammer in one hand? No. Stick with that then. Unless we get him to do slashy stuff. This way he can last a little bit longer. We can rename him. It was Wartech, I believe. This guy keeps getting a bunch of strength from running. So it's called him something. That's too long. Let's call him Hulk. And we have 3 pickanettes in one goes. So we have 3 of these. Let's just rename them a little bit as well. Let's call him Spruce. Red pine. And pine cone. That way when we get a new one would know. Well, I don't know what to call the orc fighters and the ghosts quite yet, so we'll leave them be for now. Let's move on. One movement left. It's a resource. Let's not worry about that too much. Straight for the place of interest.
You see a large stone tower sticking out of the landscape like a grey withered thumb. As you get closer, you see that much of the building has crumbled over the years.
Investigate.
As you approach the tower carefully, you see that some of the stones move in unnatural ways, and you soon discover that there are at least several rockers, small stone creatures rummaging around the place.
That's cool. Last time we had this similar event and we find spiders. Now we have rockers.
You know that these little ones are trolls which are rarely found alone. True enough, you notice that one pile of stones looks different from the rest and is likely a sleeping Papa rock troll.
Oh, I was hoping we can get some, but pick some up. But let's attack it. Let's begin combat. I think we have enough. Okay, so that's a rock troll. It does quite a bit of damage. confuse 1, confuse 16. I think that's sufficient. Do 79 damage. So let's confuse him and get some hammering of our own out and some shielding. Okay, so the rockers aren't bad either. They're pretty hard-hitting stuff. So this one do 57. There's 66, 67 here, so we need at least 10. So let's put this one out and allow this one to kill both of those. Hopefully this one will attack that, and if that attack that too, it'll be great. But regardless, let's get another hammer out. And since this looks like they just put these guys out as is, I'm not going to worry about the counter tactic too much. And then let's get another shield out if we can. Okay, so that's a kill. Carrying a little bit over, so that not quite a kill there. This should make it a kill. Let's bring a hammer out. I don't think the hammer will be sufficient to kill, but let's do that anyway. Let's bring a shield out as well. So that's 29. We need to take him down a notch. So that would be a kill. There's no more hammer. So let's just bring out some of these guys. That should be a shield. So this one does 39, so that's also a kill. Need to work on that one though. That's level 4. Actually, we do have 2 turns to deal with that, so I'm not too worried about it. So let's just go and pierce him once. And then get these guys out. I might be making a mistake here, because this one is only 12 damage. We need 30 something. So let's go ahead and bring him to 30 something. It's 22, need 10 more. So that should be a kill. And then we'll just pile these guys on top, because the other ones will not act this turn. This is actually a tough fight, and hopefully we don't get injured. far so good. Oh, nope. Rat get hurt. Rat got hurt bad.
You win, and you are now free to take as much stone as you can.
Okay, get this interesting looking hammer here. That's a really nice hammer. Maybe not as good as the one we craft with moonstone, but it's still really good. So this guy got hurt.
You use your tools and gather the stones.
We did not get a rock roll. So let's camp and nurse our wound. Poor rat got squished. But didn't die, which is good. 6 out of 20. We'll level up. Gain some gathering and things. It's all good. Okay. Let's just keep sitting here and
You come
here.
across the ruins of a small village with a grand manor house on the top of a hillside. The whole area is now rotten, overgrown with weeds and dark vines of the death plant, a sad remnant of the dark days, a plant that needs no sun to grow and seems to feed on death itself. The manor house looks no different, but it does still stand, so who knows what it may hold within.
Let's enter the
The
Manor's
old
house.
house must have belonged to a very wealthy family, but it has clearly been abandoned for decades. The air is stale, the windows broken, any furniture or other valuables either rotten away or looted long ago. However, the basement draws your attention. The doors are made of solid metal and remain intact. Scattered around the doors are remains of some broken tools, makeshift rams and bent levers. Whatever stands beyond these doors remains secured. There is no obvious lock, but there are a series of holes and levers, suggesting an opening mechanism of some sorts. With tools, you can either try to pry it open, or you can try and figure out how this thing works.
Let's just pry it with tools.
You take out your tools and work on the doors. It helped that others tried before, but whoever made these locks and hinges was a master smith for sure. You worked with the tools, now it's time to push.
We should get this fairly easily. We probably confuse them a little bit. Let's get one of these guys out. Counter tactic. Ouchie. That's good for us. I'm gonna play 3 cards. So let's play 1, 2, and end with a big shield, just in case that happened again. It did not. So let's just start stabby stabby, and I think we should take care of this in no time. Or I guess we should be pulling in this case, since it's pulling the doors open.
You pry the door open and find a small vault inside. In the center, you discover the skeletal bodies of an orc family, huddled together. They must have hidden here in hopes of escaping the darkness. Many of the goods they held here were perishables, but you find one of the bodies armed, and some useful resources still intact, including many fascinating books on engineering.
So these guys actually gain craftsmanship, which is nice. We're still camping so that we can recover. Because I think the rat is still pretty heavily injured. 11 out of 20. We camp for one more turn and we'll head back.
You enter into a wooded area. Birds are singing, the wind is gently rocking the trees. In fact, it's pretty nice. As you venture deeper, you realize that this forest is very healthy, and you even find a nursery of young saplings. This type of find could mean a lot for the village. However, you do wonder how this particular patch of the forest could be so very healthy.
Let's perform the rite of Mokash.
You gather round in a circle and begin the dance of life, praying to Mokosh for her guidance in this place. As you are taken by the dance, you realize the trees around you move in the same rhythm. You know that you are in the presence
help
of a leash.
people.
Thank you. This is unexpectedly fortunate. This bouquet I speak of is a lost spirit.
Let's head out. We've seen this event before. There's the place we need to go, which is pretty close by, which is good.
You are ambushed. A group of thugs stands in your way, bearing weapons and vile grins on their unshaven faces. They look determined and unafraid. From their confident stance and sideways glances, you suspect they may have friends hiding nearby. One of them steps forwards and speaks. You're good to your lives. We need some metals and a weapon or two. We're not too greedy. We can do this the easy way, or, well, you know the rest. We're just fine with either.
Okay, so we have two blue options here. We can reason with them or we can flirt with them. And one of this, make them join us. Just try it out.
You've got a pretty face and sweet talking tongue on you, so why not try and use it?
Laughs one of the men. The other bandits look a bit confused, but you seem to have captured the attention of their leader. You feel the captain is interested, but you do realize at this point that you'd better put your mouth where the money is, so to say.
Okay, I'm not sure which these options. We're not gonna give them anything.
The bandit captain takes you to the side and says in a lowered voice, "Listen, I really do fancy the pants out of you. Let's make that clear. But I ain't a rapist or something. So, you know, we can just sit here and enjoy a drink, and then I'll just play my part back there with my men. Or, you know, if you want to, I really do think you're like the sexiest creature I've ever seen." The imposing bandit leader turns bright red and looks straight into your eyes, waiting for an answer.
Okay. You know, so since this is a barren land, might as well have some fun.
Swayed by their honest speech, you let go of any doubts and let yourself be taken by the passion of the moment. The two of you spend the next hour together, and the two parties waiting nearby have no doubts about what is going on. As the time comes to depart, you see the captain looks rather sad to let you go. Alas, this will likely be your last encounter. The captain collects their people and leaves, true to their word. There are clearly some bandits unhappy with the decision, but a sharp glare from their boss quietens any discontent.
Well, we can see if we can take them with us.
You can't bear to see them go. Driven by a flash of passion, you run after your lover. The bandits look at you surprised, but clearly taken by your sudden plea. There is a long and awkward silence. Then one of the men puts his hands on the captain's shoulder and speaks. "You've been a good captain to us and swell company. Some of us owe you our skins, most of us owe you more. But your heart ain't in the game no more, Captain. If you want to go settle with the pretty thing, we ain't gonna stop you. Hell, we'll cheer and come to the nuptials." The captain nods in gratitude, shakes the hands of all the band, and then grabs you in a long and shameless embrace. The captain joins your party and becomes part of your village.
Well, there you go. That's how you gain some people. Let's see if we can equip him some. So these are the two here. I thought there was a man for. I think it is a man. You know, he has a hammer. He is a bandit. Can he use this in one hand? He cannot. Why don't we wait? So this do 16 damage and 8 shooting. This does 19 damage. at least give him a better armor. Some trinkets. We do need to make more bows. I think I said that before. So he does 30 damage. Let's give him some blunt damage. 15, 19. That way he can try to squish more than one opponent at a time. Okay. And before I forget, let's you'll craft some bows. That just seems a waste though. Let's use some vine here. Wood here is fine. We do have some elven wood. Try it. There you go. This is better. Let's just make it a little bit better still. And let's craft, say 3 of these if we can. No, we can only do 2. So let's make 2 of these. Okay. And we are on our way down here.
You chase down the rogue Bouquet and find him in the company of some winged women, most likely the wind demonettes, Villy, and several pine cornets of various
To be straight.
stations.
Ah, the old stump, sending flit. We are demons of the forest.
They get to go first. Oh, we have a scholar here. So let's get a shield out. This is a good shield. And let's counter some tactic. Do a stabby stab here, so we won't have to deal with all those. Get a hammer out. Let's counter another tactic. I think we got this in the back. It's interesting that goes. Damage is, that's really annoying, but that's okay. Let's get a couple of these guys out just in case. And let's start beating up on the trees.
You have defeated the Bouquet and his minions. You find their bodies disintegrate into various wood types. Among the rubble, you find one lone pine cornet looking up at you.
Let's pick up another
I
pick
don't
on
know
that.
if you noticed, but I hid all the way through, and I did.
The pine cornet steps up in front of you and takes on the form of a toddler-sized humanoid with a pine cone hat, a coat made of oak leaves, and a body that looks wood.
Okay, let's look at him. So this is a new guy in here. Virginia pine. And they can't use any weapons or armor, so let's leave them be. We're also out of movement. We just have a new achievement, Divine Army. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe because we have a ghost, or maybe we have 23 people. I don't know. But I think we need to call this an episode here. I'll move us back this way a little bit.
You come across a dead body lying in some sort of ditch. The corpse is literally stomped into the ground.
Search the body.
You search the corpse and find some of its belongings still intact. Now that you take the time to look at the scene, you see that the ditch is actually more like a giant footprint. You see some more stuff lodged under the body, but you also feel the ground shake beneath you and strange sounds coming towards this place.
Let's call it an episode here before I go too long. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll resolve this battle in the next episode. Have a nice day. Bye bye.